Hi, this is Marc from the ATV guys, and today we got this thing. This is the 2023 Segway Powersports Villain, a new player in the supersport UTV market. I've had this unit for a few weeks now, so I had a chance to fiddle with it. I haven't had a chance to go out and ride it. I had too many other machines to review, but we just thought we'd do the walk around today, try to be summary about exactly what this thing is. So it's a super sport. It's non-turbo. The engine is a parallel twin. It develops around 105 horsepower. And it's got like, I think 90 something Newton meters. I don't really do the translation here on the screen because I'm in foot pounds, but it should be about 60 foot-pounds of torque, which is a decent engine. It looks a lot like the Pro Star line of engine, but it sounds, it doesn't look, it sounds. Same horsepower figures close to. So I'm not, it should be great. I've tried it around. I bombed around here in the lot. Very, very torquey, very explosive off the line, mechanically wise, performance wise. Let's see if it does the same thing. It's the same engine, maybe a different tune, but it's the same engine as the Fogelman that we tried before that I pretty much liked a lot. So engine wise, fueling is fine. It's got a nice raspy exhaust in the back, a nice raspy exhaust note. The things you'd expect out of a super sport. So on that side of things, I'm very confident this is going to be pretty good. On the clutch side, they used to have a weird Chinese clutch before. Now they got CVTech trail blocks, primary and the secondary, the invents. So these things are very good. No issues there. It's spot on and it's tough. It's tough as nails and it's almost infinitely tunable. So that's what I love about these clutches. Tuning is awesome. Transmission, it's a straight cut gear transmission like everybody else. It's got the low, high range, neutral, reverse and park. Basic stuff, but that works. The shifter action is a little bit notchy, but in this type of configuration, I expected it to be a little bit because it's a cable, it's not a rod, so there is some, there's some play in there. It's not bad, no issues there. So that's good, and it's I don't think it's going to be a noisy unit. Like I've been bombing it around 40-45 clicks an hour on straight. I don't hear the gearing, so that's a positive. That's a positive on that. Let's go to suspension. We got about 16-inch of travel up front and 18-inch of travel in the rear. This is a dual rate spring system, similar to all the other big players. The only difference here is that the remote reservoir with that are pretty much far. So here, fast compression, slow compression is here, and if we go back down here, down low, and we got the rebound screw is on the other side here, so you can adjust the rebound. So it's a pretty standard high performance suspension. Out back is the same. We still got a dual rate spring out here. The only thing that I find very cool that they added is got a protection plate in the front, so you don't chip off everything on the spring, and you don't hurt the shaft here, because when that shaft is hurt, what happens is it wears out the seal and then it starts leaking, and you got to get those rebuilt. They are rebuildable, by the way. The adjustment, same thing. Rebound is in the lower place, and up here is a remote reservoir, and slow compression and fast compression are right here. So getting this thing dialed in should be a little bit of work once you start, but once you find your comfort zone, you shouldn't be touching these for the rest of the life of the vehicle unless you go into race conditions and you change conditions. But most trail riders won't even change it after, so not very much of a problem. The steering is power steering. It's adjustable through an app, and I'll get further down into the app later on, but it's adjustable with low, medium, and high adjustment. The ratio is fine. It's quick enough to react, but not fast enough to make the machine unstable at speed. So that's a non-issue. The adjustment and just the steering is fine. No issues on that. Brakes up front, we've got twin pot calipers. Twin pot calipers out here, and in the back it's a single pot with a manual cable-driven handbrake. Don't like those, but they are pretty much a standard. So you got to keep an eye on those and keep those lubed up properly, especially if you use your machine in mud or in the winter a lot. These have a tendency to lock up, so lubrication is very important. So now we're going to talk about a little bit about the body. If you take a look at it, it's nice and sleek. It looks like $1 million, right? It looks like it's mean enough to do super sport. So it's all nice. What I like about a lot is the construction of the frame. Same thing that I really enjoyed about the Fogelman is the basic construction. If you check out here the weld quality, these are some of the best welds I've seen, even on these things, because you got rod sliders that are stock with. Look at the weld quality here. It's just very, very high quality welds, especially here at the top where you got inserts here that will prevent the cage from crushing down, and you got bracing up front. I really, really like the way it's built. You know, when you check out something, it looks like sturdy. This is a sturdy machine. There's no cracks. You don't feel the frame bending all over the place. And this is their higher end unit. But the basic unit is exactly the same thing. It's just depending on equipment and that Bluetooth stuff that we're going to talk about later. The look is good. Fit and finish is okay. I won't say great. Is okay. There's some stuff that needs to, like this full carbon this full carbon fiber. This is so like 2005. Everything they made everything in full carbon back then. I don't like that. Make it just satin black. Fake carbon is like it makes the machine look cheap. There is an included winch, and you have a small included bumper at the front, because these things are all made out of plastic and you want to protect it, and so they made this bumper at the same time to be able to hold a 3500 series winch. So all included. I like the placement of it. It's not too low. It's high enough. So when you need to send something to pull, it's going to have a more tendency to be able to go up without working too much. So that's pretty good. It's weird because this is new. They've been here for a year, but they had a lot of trouble to get new machines in, to get inventory in. The factory in China is slowly stepping up, and they're taking a lot of cues from guys like me, because I actually spoke to the factory in China and told them what I thought about the two previous models, and it had an effect because they changed all the clutches and stuff like that. I'm probably not the only one that said that, but for a first machine, this is their first model in the super sport arena, and I'll tell you, this is pretty good. I really think they actually took the time, because we've seen a lot of hype on these things for a long time, because they're supposed to be a hybrid version. Haven't seen that one yet. It's not for sale yet. I hope it comes into the market very soon. So it's not half bad. It would be, because what's going to be cool is when they get the hybrid, it's going to be gas and electric. So imagine the performance. They're talking over 200 horsepower, close to 300 horsepower. But I've seen so many numbers fly. We'll wait to get a chance to try this unit. Now, out back, I forgot to talk to you about, there's a little cubby here for storage. And they actually have something that's not done yet, but they have an anchoring system that's going to be probably coming out later on, where you can anchor some original equipment. This little cubby here, you can open that and store some stuff in there. I find that intelligent, but the only thing is that there's no seal, so water can and will get in there. That's how it goes. Construction is pretty good. The lighting, I got to show you the lighting on this thing. One thing where it scars huge points is lighting. We got the DRLs here, daytime running lights, off, low beam, and high beam. And we got flashers, company, stock, it comes with it. There's also a horn. So that's low beam, and the garage is about 6-7 meters, the garage door from the machine, and this is high beam. So this is very interesting, big, but it's very, if you look at the beam pattern, it's maybe an adjustment to open them up a bit, but this is going to be some great lighting, especially at night in the trails. I appreciate it a lot, and it's got hazards. And come in the back, the rear tail lights. This is bright, very, very bright, and if you step on the brakes, since there is the orange, that means, so we just cook, I just cook your retinas. So, you know, this is pretty cool. So I can't wait to get it out in the trails and try it with the onboard cameras and tell you live what I think about it. So let's go into the inside. One thing you'll notice, this thing's got a harness. It doesn't have standard seat belts, but the harness is something that's very different because, look, there's, in the harness, there's rollers, just like standard automotive seat belts. But the thing is, it is a harness, and you can adjust for your gut size by pulling here on that red tab, and you can adjust the length or shorten it to your liking. And what's cool is you're not getting bothered by the system while you're driving because it's always loose. So you're not stuck, and you can actually move. Check this out. And I'm tied up. But the advantage is, in case of a high-speed rollover, this thing is extremely safe because you can't flop your body outside. You're going to stay nice and tucked in, and you and your passenger. So this should be standard. A system like this should be standard on every UTV, especially the performance-driven units. I can't advocate enough. Security and safety is very important. You know, if you go out riding in the weekend, you roll over accidentally, and you actually get thrown out of the machine, or part of your body gets thrown out because of the speed of the roll, and you get hurt, you better have good insurance because you can't go to work on Monday. You understand? So safety is very, very important to me. So I really like this. I really like this system, and it's easy to put on and take off. Usually 4 points. If it's your machine, your 4 points is adjusted already, and it's fun. But if another driver touches your machine and he's a very different size than you, it takes a couple of minutes every time you get into the machine to adjust the belts properly, or you wear them too loose. And if you wear them too loose, well, it's like having no belt at all. You understand? So another free inclusion, you know, the lighting, the flashers, the horn, the winch, and 4-point harnesses at no extra charge. You know, you got to take this into account because this is a $28,000 machine. The other machine is slightly lower. Oh yeah, included also you have the roof, which is not included at the other guys. That's another spending of $300, $500, $700, $800. You know, it's not the most beautiful roof I've seen, but it's a roof and it's over your head. So you make a small half windshield in the front, and you're ready to have a very serious touring machine. And it's pretty comfy. The only thing that I don't like is I'm 6'3", and if you can see here, the bolstering on the seats kind of stops midway my shoulder blades. This should be a little bit increased in height for comfort, but you still got protection in the back for when you wear your helmet and in case you get rammed by the rear. If you want to come in, we're going to show you the instrument cluster. This is one of the best ones I've seen in the business. Lots and lots of info. Like you got the EPS here, the level that you can adjust with the Bluetooth thing. You see your trip. You see how many kilometers you can do with the gas. That's something that's pretty unique. You see the battery voltage. You see the total mileage. You see if you're in 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive or front lock. You see if the parking brake is applied. You know, there's a lot of stuff. You see the speed, and the temperature should be somewhere in there somewhere. There's the temperature. So all the info you really need is right in there. And it's beautiful to watch. Also, there's a switch here, which is sport or economy. So you keep it there. It's supposed to change something in the dash, but it doesn't. Is it very bad? It's not a problem. But my main issue with the machine is this thing. This is supposed to be a multi-screen. See, it's got a radio, but it's got no speakers. You can't listen. It says it's got the radio, and there's music, so that means it's getting something, but there's no speakers. So you got this thing, okay? Then you got your phone. The phone, I paired my phone with it. That works. There's a GPS. Needs to be paired through the app. So right now GPS does not work. It's not standalone. You need to be connected through the app to get the GPS to work. Otherwise, it doesn't work. There's no GPS antenna on the unit. Thing is if we get plugged into this thing, it'd be nice. Right now, we can't plug into the Bluetooth. We talked to our local dealer, which is escape.ca. They told us that it's already been paired, so it's a security issue because the app, you can actually you can remote start the machine with the app. So security, that's why you need security on it. They have to advise head office. I think it's done through their dealer interface, and to get the machine reset for a new phone. So that's why these functions are not working. And the last screen here is there's all kinds of gizmos and doodads, like angle and stuff, performance stuff and all this. It's not bad. It's fun to watch. After 5 minutes, you don't really need to watch it. And this is the basic setup. We'll get back to you on the app because the app does not work for this reason. So this is more to come. I can't wait to get you guys on board with the onboard cameras to see and feel how this thing reacts. I have a very, very good feeling about the performance, suspension, all this stuff. This should be right in the ballpark of the NA, the non-turbo other supersports out there. Should be able to play in this ball game, in that ballpark very easily. So yeah, I'm pretty much into it. So next video, we're going riding. So I'm Marc. Behind that camera over there is Carl. And we're the ATV guys. So please like this video. Please subscribe to the platform which you're seeing this video on. And I'm going riding.